Oh, these tips. I gotta think of some good basic tips. Like, tips are good things to have at a very, very simple, understandable, like, basic learning the game level, but it's hard to think like that after you've been playing the game for so long, you know? So it takes some effort. Surprising amount of effort sometimes, actually. I should play the game. I mean, iron is available in quite a few places, actually. Carbon, there's decent carbon, but not really aluminum next to it, so maybe I don't worry about it so much.
Preliminary scans agree.
I'm just going to do one of these, I think.
Location for our new investment.
Scientific colony founded.
Let's just try that, shall we? Being slow. There we go. We can try that. I don't know if that's exactly the right way to go about it, though. That's probably not either. Oh well. We'll just sit on this and see what happens. Aluminum was already made pretty cheap, so maybe it'll be alright. Clark's already pushed himself to level 2. That's nice for him, I suppose. Good work. Good work on his part. Sell down a little aluminum. We should be able to expand our cells before too terribly long. We just got to be a little bit patient. Just a little bit patient. That's all.
Scientific colony expanded.
Let's see, I didn't really look at a whole lot about the rest of the map, but it looks like there's acceptable stuff in a variety of places.
Infrastructure boost you approved. We'll be able to ship more industries off Earth in no time.
I'm going to try and just work off of this for the moment. No extra claims or anything nice like that. We're obviously running light on iron, but this guy's got quite a bit of iron coming in already. And he's not making steel with it, so I'm hoping that it'll pan out okay. There we go, there's our steel coming online. I don't know why I'm selling steel down, considering I kind of want to get this geotherm up. I guess the reason would be so I can get this goon squad purchased. Not really the best order to do that in, but oh well. Let's see, he's already in food, steel, glass down there, whereas we're just making steel because, well, we're expansive and that's what we do. I could take this water pump. That's probably not a bad idea. Take that geotherm. Go ahead and defend it. That was the whole point of buying that. Now, glass is being made, but there's not a lot of it being made, so I doubt it's going to get sold down heavily. So we will go ahead and do what we can to buy into it. There we go. And now we're just being patient. That's all there is to it at the moment. Gonna have to make sure we keep up that small supply of money for iron. When we expand, we can obviously take another iron tile if we would like to, massively increase our iron output, but for now, we're just gonna stick to this. I'm hoping that our Clark friend keeps selling down his iron without being too stingy about it, because obviously that'll let us make steel, which lets him buy steel. So it's not like he's just helping us through that. He's helping him too. So we can always hope. Unfortunately, this scientist he got a pretty strong location, really. This is a pretty good science location. And he's doing quite well with it so far. Everybody off to a pretty quick start this game. Surplus on chems is interesting. We may try and use that to our advantage, actually, once we've gotten to our expansion. I'm kind of tempted to, though. I'm really thinking it might not be a bad idea to take a little extra iron, make a little more steel, considering this guy's not been in steel. And two of us can power out steel pretty effectively. Also, there's iron being consumed up here. I didn't even think about that. Do I commit? Do I go for the all-in? It's dangerous, but it might work. Let's see, that's actually an interesting auction given the state of this game. Is he not going to bid on that? I would bid on that if I were him. Sheesh. Of course, I would have let it go if I weren't him, because if he missed that, then that's fantastic. Like, that's such a huge benefit for him. So if he didn't see it, it would have been great. Let's see. Do I take here and pay the fuel, or do I just take this guy right here? There is an argument for just taking the close thing right here. or we put down steel. Those are like our two options right now. I'm gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome. Then we do one of these. This, that. Let me start doing this. Trying to think how much I actually want. I think I know the value. I think I want 100. I think that's what I need. But one of the reasons for going for that as an expansive player so fast this game is that chemical surplus is going to make it so much easier to utilize this patent lab. So I was kind of thinking maybe we could get away with it, especially considering the no steel expansive up there, who I think has moved into steel now. Yeah, he has. But that's okay. That's okay. We took some extra iron to help compensate. With any luck, we're going to be all right. I'm just going to queue both of the things I really, really want up. As you can see, 60 and 40, so 100. That's why we had gotten to that specific value. And now we're mostly just being patient again. That's what it comes down to. Once again, still just 2 glass furnaces, so that price shouldn't be jumping around too terribly much. We're just going to go for this, see if we can make it work. There's a decent location right here. It's not fantastic, but it's decent. It's acceptable. So we just kind of pushed this expansion, and from there, hopefully we're going to be okay to keep going through this game. Unfortunately, it's a little awkward right now. All the resources we need are pretty expensive. That's what happens when one guy just doesn't make any of them for a really long time. Switching in and out of steel, that's not good for him.
Worker morale is at an all-time
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this spot, even though it's not perfect, because it is acceptable.
We'll be able to ship more industries off Earth in no time.
And from there, I think we'll go for another water pump, just to make sure we're going to be okay there. I don't want to take another aluminum this game. I really would prefer not to. And then, I think we might be moving into food. Food's a little weird, given there's 2 people in food already. But electrolysis is weird too, and I really wanted to move into one of those resources. Oh, that's rude. I mean, my debt's not too bad. I don't need to worry about it too much, but it is a little frustrating. That auction, that's really annoying, actually. I'd rather that not just go to one of these guys super easily, but what am I supposed to do about it, really? Alright, what do we have this game? We do have some warehouses available. This is a pretty good tile in a lot of ways, this one right here. Is there anything else I really want, though? I could just commit super heavily into power. Actually, we're not going to do that. Okay. We have ideas. Thoughts. I really wish there were new claims on the market this game. And I should really be prepared to be aggressive when I need to be. Alright. That will help cover the excessive power costs right now, obviously. Okay, this is almost certainly goon squatted. I don't really want to risk trying to mutiny it. This mutiny is more defensive, the one we've stored up for the moment, just to make sure that nobody can super easily attack us. After this is done, I'm not sure what we're going to do from there. That's when things get a little weird. The steel is kind of falling off at this point. When I say kind of, I mean like super, because iron is just that expensive. Then we can see that Clark is making a lot of steel and consuming all of his iron as well. Like, there's just more iron being consumed than steel produced. More iron being consumed than produced at this stage of the game with so much steel production across the board. So I don't know what to do about that, really. But I'm going to go ahead and defend this. I imagine it will be attacked at some point. Nano attack, very helpful. An upgrade would be fantastic. It is kind of expensive, though. I need to use this or get rid of it, or at least have a plan for it in the future. We can maybe do that. That's a bit expensive, but since we've been making fuel, one of the reasons for making fuel was that we could potentially move more. Whoa! I didn't expect him to just go straight for an Offworld there. How much do I have? Do I expand? I'm doing it while it's cheap.
Expansion, we have increased
That's
our
dangerous.
potential
That's
for
super
sustainable
dangerous.
life.
But I think I might be able to get away with it. I'm pulling in crazy amounts of money from iron right now, realistically.
Black market is
Scientific
online.
colony
Chems are
expanded.
okay. I'm gonna get in on this. This was my thought. I didn't know exactly how much money Clark had, but this was kind of my thought, was maybe that would be the right call. I should have taken that. Oh well. Not much to do about it now. I'm a little concerned about these steel mills. They're not doing a whole lot for me. The electrolysis is obviously not doing a whole lot for me right now either. It's doing something, but not as much as I'd have liked. Alright, Gameslayer's dead. Now I'm worried about myself. And I'm worried that I have to defend myself before expanding heavily. Like, utilizing this, expansion that I picked up. One thing I can do, actually, is go ahead and scrap this guy. That gives me a lot. That should give me some extra steel and glass back. Didn't give me as much steel. 20, okay. That makes sense. I am expansive, never mind. But I need to do something with it, is the problem. I can go into a little more water. Hope that helps. Prices have been staying pretty low this game, realistically. Now I've defended myself, so I'm a little bit more secure there. I don't have as much of this Gameslayer income as I would like, so maybe I want to push into that before too long, but first I need to do something about everything else that's happening in this game. That is going to cost a lot of fuel, but fuel's cheap at this point, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I do need to consider it, but I'm not overly concerned. We're going to go ahead and set up over there for one Offworld. Another one can go here. That leaves me with two claims left to do something with. I can throw down just a little extra steel right there. I'm a little vulnerable to power surges in this area, so I'm actually going to go ahead and defend that. I really would have liked to get a little bit more into Gameslayer. I would have liked to get a lot more into Gameslayer, but I thought I needed to commit to myself too. Created a very awkward situation. So Clark has a lot of Gameslayer, and that's definitely a concern. Chems, you have to be falling apart. Yeah, chems are falling apart slowly but surely. I think I just need Offworlds at this point. I haven't even checked what Offworlds make this game. Enough is definitely the answer, it looks like. Now, I can drop an Offworld here, but I can't really defend it easily, and this one's already defended, so I'm going to start here. On top of that, this should build faster. Okay, carbon, silicon. I can pick up a little extra silicon here. Teleportation wouldn't be bad. That's for sure. My debt's a little high for my tastes. And, well, really pretty darn high for my taste. Oh, come on, you can let me have that for 6. And Bradbury's over here just hacking away, which I need to be concerned about because I can't spy on him to see what's going on. Also, that Pleasure Dome is just a little interesting, but whatever. I'm not really sure what this is worth. It actually doesn't give Bradbury anything, but it helps me with carbon, silicon, aluminum. I don't know if it was really worth that, but I think it probably was, just to help keep my fuel expenses down, which will be nice. Chems is still making something, but not much. But what can I transition them into, if anything, becomes the question. I can make electronics, I suppose. Those are probably getting hacked right now. I do have that nanotech, so that transition is something I shouldn't worry about too much. Go ahead and set that up.
Expansive colony expanded.
He has so much cash. It's actually kind of disturbing. I can make him spend a fair amount of it. Those hacker arrays might win him the game, though, especially with such a quick knockout. And I've committed to, like, double Offworld. I'm thinking about defending it here. Let's make sure we're actually launching, please. Just do that for now. Do I defend it? It becomes the question right now. I think I'm going to. Then I think I might actually just buy into myself. Okay, that's water getting hacked. We have a lot of water coming in, except that it's frozen right now. We would have a lot of water coming in. So he's hacking water and electronics primarily at the moment, which is interesting. I need to put this money somewhere. I could just put it into myself. Just say auto launch both of those. If I can hold on for a while, then suddenly my off-worlds kick in. I'm in a much safer position. I really wish my stuff wasn't just being attacked consistently right now, though. And I'm down in sea levels of debt, which is also definitely kind of a giant concern. I mean, I just haven't been making food. I'm not making a lot of oxygen. I can't make oxygen very easily right now. These things get in the way. This is dangerous. I mean, I'm kind of being a target all of a sudden like this, but... Oh, great. Now those are being forced on. Fine. Fine! Whatever. I don't get those tiles. I get it. It's fine. Probably could have taken that. Oh well. This is basically my income right now, and this right here. Which is making progress. I mean, it's getting work done. No doubt about that.
Look at all the money.
I hate having to freeze my own tiles. It's quite frustrating. This is still going okay. How am I still... I'm still managing to leak power. Did I not get... No, I never took perpetual motion. I thought about it, but I never picked it up. I forgot about that. That's an important detail. Well, that's making life a little more difficult than I expected. I do have a couple of options here. I think I'm going to go for... Fine, you know what? Okay, we can turn those back on now. That's fine. Go here and here. 350 is what I need. Okay. Shouldn't be too difficult. I know I probably shouldn't be constantly selling things. I'm just really curious how much money I actually have. How do I have 2 mutinies right now? It's confusing me a bit. I don't understand how I have 2 mutiny. Did I defend against a mutiny? Was it a mutiny I defended against? Maybe I did defend against a mutiny. That's what it was. Quite some time ago. Bradbury can keep doing that all he wants, in my opinion. I've got these launches going. I've got food water coming in, which is fine. What do I want to do with this? I guess actually what I can do... Well, I don't really want to do that right now. I can do this here. We're both making electronics. Maybe that's okay.
Off-world shipment door.
Problem is, with these prices going up, it makes my off-worlds a lot more difficult. Man, Clark is actually really close to being able to buy me. How did he get that much cash? What did you do over here, Clark? Is it just this water? It must just be this water that he's committed into. Well, that would have been the start of it. I probably shouldn't have actually frozen the water then. Maybe it was a good idea. Go away! I'm busy over here. So Bradbury doesn't have anywhere near as much cash. 526. Sheesh. Fine, I'll just take it.
Look at all the money.
I'm super worried about my debt having gotten this out of control, though, and it's just been life support this game. This keeps happening to me. My debt just gets out of control.
Your stock is being bought.
And it's getting really, really old, actually.
The trading service. Your stock is
I mean, his debt isn't good either. I think I've got the advantage here. But things are super awkward. We're gonna cancel that auto stuff. He doesn't have Offworlds up. I'd see if he had Offworlds up. Like, that's not a concern here. Making tons of food, which feels like the correct call. Don't have enough water coming in. Just keep freezing his water out, I guess. 355 is what we need. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. These guys are awful. I mean, they're still technically making money, but they're pushing my debt down. He has more debt, but a higher bond rating. There's no cook the book. No, there is cook the books this game. I didn't even see that. It was in the first slot. I just kind of skipped it. That would explain it. All right. I don't really want to pay down debt because the game's over. I didn't even see cook the books. I would have used it. It was a dumb game. Were there pirates? Man, I'm out of it, guys. I didn't even see there were pirates. It was an odd one. Well, GameSlayer made it an odd one, right? At least, I mean, if that's going to go out of control for me, at least it was out of control for him, too. He actually paid more in interest than I did. His dividend revenue was through the roof, though. That was probably where he got a lot of that money from. And that's why that's why I was conflicted. I think I made the wrong decision here when I had already upgraded. And I probably just shouldn't have upgraded as fast as I did. I should have just killed GameSlayer. Like, and hoped that somebody would have popped in with me. Because somebody... Then I ended up having to be the one to respond. It left me in the worst position, I think. Like, I already had a big lead over King Morgan at that point, I think. I should have just killed GameSlayer. So I should have just killed GameSlayer. I should have, instead of expanding when I didn't be the one to initiate the GameSlayer kill, I should have bought into GameSlayer more. Like, that was clearly the right thing to do, and I just didn't do it. If I had done that, I probably would have secured my lead enough to just take the whole game without the awkwardness at the end there. But, like, Zuzani was in a fine position, but... he was just relying on those hack arrays. He had this awkward pleasure dome. I feel like I was in the stronger one. But yeah, this pleasure dome was... I'm actually a little surprised, like, the game didn't transition this ever out of the pleasure dome. Like, the AI just left it there. That's a little weird. Sorry, I'm going to be looking these over because it's been a while since I played. And I need to think about what happened that game. Obviously, the easiest part of that whole game was King Morgan decided not to make steel, right? So we just get off to a tearing start by having the super easy decision of, I'm just going to make steel. And then, like, Zuzani was off in his corner. He couldn't even make scientist steel on all of his spots till he picked up slant drilling, which he eventually did, to be fair. But it was way too late. Like, that early game hump had already happened. And that just accelerated me into a great position on the back of that patent lab. That's such a cheap patent lab that, like, I don't understand why nobody else did anything with that. Maybe they just didn't have the cash. But it's just like, hey, look, chems cost nothing. That means a patent lab costs nothing, especially for me, because that steel cost, obviously, is halved. And I was just making steel anyway. It was a silly game. It was a silly game. I'm not going to look at charts and graphs. Let's just get out. I'm going to host up another one, but I am going to go AFK for just a couple minutes here.